And
Okay.
Pen and paper. This is
Oh
Tagwin's
wow,
introduction
hilarious!
to BattleTech / MechWarrior.
You weren't kidding.
Accuracy is not guaranteed. Quarter, month, year, presented by Tagwin and me, Shack Tech, Q2 2026. So our table of contents, we got lore,
Alright, I'm
factions, mechs, weapon introduction, mech lab, energy weapons, and ballistic weapons. So, we're getting into it. There's also missiles, but there was 6 things. Hold on. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry. That wasn't supposed to be in there. All right, lore. Humanity is here. We're in space. Humanity's gone to space. We have many, many wonderful planets, such as Barcelona, Glasgow, Home, Florida, Bougie, Payne, Australia, Kukin's Pleasure Pit, Philadelphia, Turtle Bay, Layover, Ubidi, Okefenikoki, Damascus, Sean, and do not forget, Old Kentucky.
Okefenokee.
So here's the basic timeline. Humans have gotten to space. Humanity's kind of united. We kind of went into space. They kind of separated, but then they've kind of all got under one banner known as the Star League. And during that time, during the initial leader times of the Star League, technology expands, humanity continues to expand, etc., etc. Shit's good. But you know what happens when people die? Their son gets in charge. So the Star League collapses. Bunch of civil wars happen. 10 trillion people die. An important character named Kerensky takes, after the Civil War, they go, man, shit looks like fuck. We're just gonna, take the main military force and fuck off into the middle of nowhere in space. So then the succession wars happen. The great houses, which we'll talk about in just a moment, solidify and start their expansionism, and they hate each other, and they nuke each other constantly. Virus bombs, more nukes. And basically, they're not sent back into the Stone Age, but technology kind of gets bombed out of oblivion, so things start getting harder and harder to make. And now we're going to the current time. We've had 3 succession wars. Things have gotten a little more stable. It's about 3020 something. I think the game starts at 3022, maybe 3016. I can't quite remember. But we're just before the 4th succession war. And since we haven't really nuked the shit out of each other over the past couple 100 years, technology's kind of coming back a little bit. So some me notes.
Is this in Seoul or is it
this is in our
So there's
galaxy.
FTL.
Yeah, but it takes you a really long time.
We have bad FTL. Gotcha. Okay, go
Bad
on.
FTL. But yeah, some things to note is people kind of live a long time. There's some pretty good Star League era tech allows for people to live for a while. If you are more than just a common person, even just a normal mercenary, if you're good at your job, you probably are going to live 100, near 200 years. Salvage is worth more than money. Since things are so hard to produce, half the time, as a mech warrior, as a mercenary, yeah, you want to get paid, but you also want, when you blow shit up, you get a claim of what isn't destroyed on the battlefield, and that salvage is really important. It's probably one of the easiest ways to get new mechs, because mechs are just so expensive. Money is in C-bills. It's phone minutes. The phone company, the only phone company, is a religious cult that runs everything and is the shadow government.
amazing?
Like I said, Lost Tech, Star League era tech is still out there. It's just people don't really know how to make it anymore, and thus it's quite expensive. But it's out there. It's out there in decent numbers, but it's rare. And again, like I was saying earlier, tech is advancing just slowly. New mechs are coming out. New weapon systems are coming out, but it's very slow. Nobility is big. Game of Thrones in space is one way that people pitch this series.
Got it.
Mercs are everywhere, and as we just discussed, cat girls are in fact canonical. They are real. They are living.
Gotta have something to fight for.
They are not retconned. There has been retcons. Cat girls have not been retconned. So let's meet the factions. Here is the map of what the inner sphere looks like in about 2025, before the after the third succession war, before the fourth succession war. This is too much information. This is a better map. As you can see, there are 5 main houses and Terra. Terra is mostly run by Comstar. Comstar is a religious phone cult. We're going to ignore them because they're not relevant to anything as us mercenaries. We're going to go clockwise, so we're going to start with House Steiner. They're very Germanic. They're kind of the, like, industrial powerhouse of all of the 5 main houses. And they're fine. They're okay. Like, they're not the worst. Moving to House Kurita, they are Imperious Japan. They have mechs that are set up like samurais. They call their high-tier class of mech warriors samurais, and they are, in fact, dickheads. We hate them. Kill every single one of them.
Okay.
House Davion, this is like your high and mighty nobles. They're knights in shining armor, are mech warriors. These guys, well, yeah, they have, like, you know, your underlings and your servants and stuff. They do actually care about the working class, so they're pretty chill. We kind of like them. The House Leo, the Capellans, they are in fact dickheads. We hate them. They're the newest on the block, and they're known for backstabbing, and they're broke. So, you know, we just don't like them. And then the House Merrick, the reward leagues, are capitalist dickheads. We don't like them. They are dickheads. They are just terrible, terrible capitalist. So, I mean, they have money, I guess. So, let's get on to the mechs. Mechs come in... So, firstly, mechs are... They're not living, but they are, like, it is a shell with, like, mechanical muscle on the inside, made of wires and metal, and they have, like, a nuclear reactor, and they come in 4 classes. Light, medium, heavy, assault. Light mechs are, as they sound, they're a little anemic on firepower. Most of the time, they're quite fast. Great scouts, great pokes. They're really good at, like, running around the bigger mechs and shooting them. Mediums are some of the most common mechs that we're going to run into, and just around in general. They're kind of a jack of all trade. They have some good movement to them. They don't have a lot of firepower, but you can put big guns on them. Heavy and assault, you're just getting more specialized into a certain, like, idea, a certain fighting style. And assault is I'm slapping my dick on the table.
God.
So, the Mech Lab. One of the most interesting things about Mech Warrior is that when you get a mech, you do get to customize it. You have normally... So this is what the Mech Lab looks like in game. So this is a Shadow Hawk. You have normally your total tonnage, so you can't go over this weight. And you'll have different slots. Why isn't it going? There we go. So this is the more detailed Mech Lab. And you can see, okay, this right torso, it can take 2 laser weapons. The head can take 1 laser weapon. The left torso can take 1 laser weapon. And so this is all broken down, and we can talk about this later. You will also see this is the armor here and here and here and here and here and here. So you can strip armor off if you want to, like, squeeze in that extra weapon or something. Or you can rip out a piece of some equipment and put more armor on. Here's an example of a pretty kitted out Shadow Hawk with some pretty high-tech shit. But you can see how it's filling in the lasers and stuff like that, blah, 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 blah. This is like the meat and potatoes of this game, is theory crafting different variations of what you can do in a mech and how you can tweak it to be perfect for you. But how do you tweak it? What do you put in your mech? I love killing. So let's start with energy weapons. So lasers in this game are heat-tastic. One of the other crazy things about this game is heat management. Everything produces heat. And your mech, if it overheats, it'll shut down for an emergency cooling system. You can emergency override that, but in doing that, you start to cook both yourself and the mech, and you're going to start taking interior structure damage. The nice thing about lasers is that they're powered. Since we're a nuclear reactor, unlimited ammo. But they are damage over time. So when you shoot a laser, it's going to be on for a certain amount of time, and you want to hold it in a certain spot on the mech for as long as possible to deal its full damage to that one key component. Or you can kind of like draw it all around, but then you're not really dealing a lot of damage. So, pretty self-explanatory. Small lasers, medium lasers, large lasers. Small lasers do 1 damage, and they're the shortest range, but they have the fastest cycling time and the lowest heat. Medium range, medium damage, about 5 damage. Large lasers do about 8 damage, and they have the longest range. But there's also PPCs, which are plasma guns that have very, very long range, have an actual AoE effect, and deal a lot of heat to yourself. Any questions?
Not so far.
Wonderful. Ballistics. I love ballistics. I love blowing shit up. They're pinpoint damage, no AoE, so you're just, wherever it hits, the damage is all delivered there. But these are the most ammo hungry, and they're really hard to keep, like, this, because every slot of ammo is 1 ton, and sometimes that 1 ton of ammo really isn't enough, so you're really having a hard time balancing how much weight you're going to dedicate per weapon system to other shit you want to carry. But low on heat. Everything is a trade-off in Mech Warrior. It's either going to be heat, ammo, range, or damage. Something's getting traded. So machine guns in this universe, for reference on scale, are basically 50 cals. They are crew-served weapons. But for us as Mech Warriors, they are anemic pieces of shit. They're not going to really like chew through armor. You can kind of chew through structure, which is the second health bar, etc., etc. Then you have the AC series. The AC series are pretty self-explanatory. How much damage do you think an AC2 does?
2.
Oh, ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding, 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 ding. How much damage do you think an AC5 does?
5.
Exactly.
Cool.
And in the inverse of lasers, AC2s have the longest range, while AC20s will have the shortest range. But an AC20 dealing 20 damage, that's genuinely scary. That could, in theory, on a pretty lightly armored light mech, if you hit it in the right spot, kill one in a hit. You also have Gauss weapons. Very long range, and in an inverse to some of the other ballistics, have kind of a medium to high heat, and they deal about 15 to 20 damage. So they're very specialized pieces of equipment. They're quite expensive. They're very sniper-oriented. They have a long cycle time as well, but they're good. Just keep that in mind. There's also rifles. They're just kind of cheap. They're cheap weaponry. They're not good, but in a pinch, you can make them work. And finally, missiles. That's a catapult. I think it's a catapult. Anyway, missiles are cool. They have, like, per ton of ammo, they have a decent amount of ammo. They do a moderate amount of heat. They have a decent cycle time, and you have SRMs and LRMs. And when you look at a thing, if it says SRM2, that means every time you pull the trigger, 2 missiles are coming out. And then LRM10, that's 10 missiles. Each SRM does 2 damage. Each LRM does 1 damage. An SRM is basically a missile shotgun. An LRM is basically a long-range missile shotgun. That's really all you need to know about missiles. They're decent. You try to put them in. They're kind of a middle ground. SRMs, especially in the higher numbers, like an SRM6, can be kind of scary. SRM10s, that's genuinely scary. That is a 20 damage shotgun thing to your face.
Okay.
So who are you? You are, if for some reason, a little freak who has decided that you're going to get all your money by getting into your skivvies, putting on a fucking cooling suit, climbing into a mech that's probably at 100 degrees in the cockpit, and killing things for money. Welcome to the Endosphere. You're going to die.
Amazing.
Please clap. Please clap.
Yes, clap.
Thank you. Oh, that didn't pop up. That was supposed to be the final image.
Oh.
That's you getting blown up.
Oh. I love it.